I've got a few more journals to share today, starting with this big one that will be in my shop at some point. I'm not sure if I want to add more to the spine, decorate it a little bit more before I do that, so it will be in there at some point. This one's pretty big, it's pretty wide, and it's got 100 pages, but it's also got lots of room, as you can see there. It closes, it more than closes, so it's got lots of room to build up on it. So it would be perfect for someone that likes a smashbook style of journaling, or someone that wants to put photos, a lot of photos, or even as an art journal or something like that, because you can definitely build up on it before it gets so full that you can't close it, so it'll be perfect. For the cover, I've used Case of Craft papers. This one's from the 6, or I don't know if it was 6 or 6.5 paper pad. The Vintage Timeless, I think it was, paper pad. And then the Vintage Timeless 12x12 paper pad for the Scrabble paper, which I covered it all. Can't talk. Which I covered it all in. God. Okay. So this journal actually made with a bunch of scraps that I had left over from other projects. They didn't fit in, so they were all tea-dyed from those, but they're all various sizes, and some of them have rips and stuff, but I didn't worry about that because I wanted it to look really distressed. And I distressed the pages further just from tea dyeing with this little spray bottle, which I just got from the reject shop in a little travel pack thing. So I put some distress stains in here, maybe like this much, and then like this much water, and I just spritzed them on the pages and used a sponge to just like distribute the colour over the page, and then spritz a bit more. And I just used various colours of brown that I had, so Vintage Photo, Gathered Twigs, Walnut Stain and Tea Dye. So there's different tones that you'll see through. I don't know what this paper's called, to be honest. It was just a single sheet that I bought. And another thing you'll notice is I've done some sewing throughout the book. I'm not a good sewer at all. I'm not good with my sewing machine. Yeah, so it's definitely not perfect, but it definitely adds something as well to the pages. So it's mostly blank, and it's been distressed. I don't know if the colours are going to come up as true as what they are, but you can see the different like patchiness. All the decorative pages that you do see in here, even though there's not many, are from Tim Holtz Ideology. So all that different distressing is all just done with the spray bottle. Spray bottle. And there's some sewing, which is definitely not perfect. Some book pages in there as well. More sewing. See, this is one of the pages that were a bit ripped, so maybe I didn't include it in a journal because of that, but for this journal I didn't worry about any rips or anything, as I said, because it just adds to it, and I definitely wanted it to look really distressed. So I've sewn this envelope there, and it can flip so you can write all your secrets in there, no one will see them. Done some sewing. There's a little hole. I think it just adds to the charm, like it's not a big deal, it's just a little rip. I wouldn't do it for custom orders, but for something like this I think it looks cool, it looks old. So an envelope with some tea-dyed paper in there. Different aged paper. So you can see the different in colours there. This one looks like it's got lots of tea dye, and then this one looks like it's walnut stain, I think. The walnut stain kind of went a bit grey, but it looks cool, it looks old. Let's just flick through. So you can see there the difference between just tea-dyed and then tea-dyed and distressed with distress stain. So it makes quite a big difference. even if you can't see the true colour on film here, you can see the difference. So I've sewn some scraps to make little tuck spots throughout the journal as well. This one kind of failed, if you can see. My sewing machine kept coming unthreaded, so that was pretty frustrating, but just because I'm not a good sewer, that's all. So I ended up just sticking that there with like tape, double-sided tape, so you can tuck something under there. Some more sewing, and on the other side another tuck spot, so you could tuck your photos or something in there. Pocket, tuck more stuff. Envelope, it's been distressed. More sewing. I love the way sewing, like sewing on paper, I just love the way it looks. I wish I was better at it. So that page ripped and it got pretty burnt in the oven. So when I tea dye, sometimes if I don't hang them out, I put them in the oven and dry them in the oven, and yeah, obviously that one got pretty burnt. And you can see the rack. So that's another tuck spot there, and there's an envelope that I've distressed. Tim Holtz paper, sewing. Can you see those different effects? Hopefully you can. Looks so different, but both look so old. It's cool. Another tuck spot there. So this one is mostly blank. So you can write in it, draw in it. As I said, I would use it to glue things in. For example, in my own journal, a page I recently did, which I'll show you. So this is my journal that I made, obviously. On this page, I stuck all paper scraps that I loved. So bits and pieces that were too small to do anything with, or do much with anyway. And I've just stuck them in my journal so that I can remember them. Because, oops, my camera. Well, to me they're not just paper scraps that I love, but they're also scraps that I've used in different projects. So for me, just looking at them, I can remember different projects I've done with them, so that's cool. So, of course, you wouldn't have to go through this and stick paper scraps all over it, that's not what I'm saying, but you could definitely use it for collections if you're like me and you collect paper bits from your day, like appointment cards or receipts or photos, anything like that. It would be perfect for keeping all those bits in here, just because there's that extra room to keep them, and it will still close after it's been packed with stuff. A little decorative scrap there that I've sewed on. More distressed paper. Another little scrap that's been sewed. Tea dyed a pocket. So some rips that just adds to it. Envelope. Another tuck spot there. And there's the back. So there's another little rip. So it's very distressed. It's got some sewing, some threads that hang out of it. It's got lots of room to add to it, and it's pretty big. It's pretty big. So there's that one that's going to be available in my shop soon. And then while I'm here, I'm going to show you this journal, which a few videos back I showed you this journal and it was just plain, and then so it was kind of like just like that paper bag effect, and then since then someone's bought it from my shop and they wanted me to customize it into a wedding guest book, so I'm just going to show you what I did to do that. So first of all, this is, I don't even know what they're called. One of those like leg things you wear on your leg when you get married. It was new in the packet, but I found it at the op shop, so I thought I'll use that on a journal one day. So I thought it was quite pretty for this one, but it's completely removable, so if they don't like that, they can just take it off. So I put some lace on the front there, and I distressed it a little bit with tea dye distress stains, and I just rubbed it on there with like a bit of felt. And then this, don't know what you call it, maybe a journal card, is from the Something Blue, Something Blue paper collection. So is that sticker and this sticker, and then I've just put their monograms and the date of their wedding. So that's what I did for the cover. And then on the inside, I put another little place for them to write something. And then throughout, I just added some pockets that I made out of an old book. So just old book pages. And then I've just made little tucks. So I've made some tags and things that I've distressed and just used punches and things to get different shapes. So I thought those could be used, because this is a guest book. Guests can write on them, or the bride can use them and just write her own things and staple them or stick them through. She doesn't have to keep them in their pockets. She can move them around wherever she wants or use them somewhere else. So some more little bits and pieces. Whoop. So I didn't want to overdo it. I just did it every now and then. So a tag that I made. I don't have a die cut machine, so I just traced, as you can probably tell, I just traced the shape and cut them out. And they tuck in there. So she can use these to decorate pages, stick them on pages, whatever. She can take them all out and use them somewhere else if she wants to. So another tag. More little bits and pieces from the paper collection. I have 2 pads, paper pads of the Something Blue paper, because I love it. So I've got a few wedding guest books to do, but I've got plenty of paper to do them, which is good because I really like this paper. Another tag that I just used punches to make, and another cut apart piece. Another pocket with bits and pieces on there. That's from the collection. More tags, more pockets. So more bits and pieces. So people can write on the blank pages, they can write on the tags. She can take the tags out and use them for other things. She can write on them before her wedding. Another piece there. I love these ones. These would be good for putting photos on. So there's something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue. So those would be good for putting photos on and sticking throughout the journal or wherever she wants to have it. I say she because I'm assuming it'll be the bride that wants to do all this stuff, not the groom. So more tags, and I just stress this is just a craft card, all those tag and journal cards, and I just stress them a little bit with an ink pad, an Archibald ink pad, and a bit of felt, and just rubbed the ink on to give it that distress. Some more of those, but they just tuck in there. More bits and pieces. So I mean once, or before, or no, not before, once she's had her wedding, and she's got all her guests to write and everything. On all the blank pages, she can use them to put photos and whatever other ephemera pieces that she's got that she wants to keep in here. And she can stick them on, or she can put them in the pockets, and she can do whatever she wants with it. Some more bits and pieces. Get in there. And I didn't want to overdo it just because this was a pre-made journal, as I said, so it was already pretty full with pages, and if I added too much in there, it might not have closed. She's probably going to want to add photos and stuff to it as well, so it's only going to get fuller. So put that back on there. And yeah, hopefully they're really happy with it. So, as I said, this one's going to be in my shop at some point. And yeah, that's all I really have to share. So, thanks for watching.